Alright, let's do it. Actually, one second, let me get some water. Alright, now we're back. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Mecha Mondays. I'm your intrepid, relentless, and very piloty pilot, Fragath, and today we're going to wrap up the extra missions for Macross Ultimate Frontier, which should not take an especially long period of time. And we're going to do the Zeta-era, so 0087, 0087, UC 0087, AEUG chapter, Anti-Earth Union Government chapter of Gundam Battle Universe, because I never actually got around to doing that. I just kind of kept delaying it forever and then just didn't do it. Ta-da! So here we are. Because this was not going to take very long. This is going to take me like half an hour maybe to do the rest of the extra missions. There's going to be more than are showed right here, but suffice it to say that's pretty close. And then it's going to take as long as it takes to do the Zeta era. That's pretty meaty for AEUG. They've got quite a few missions. Fortunately, about half of the stuff there is going to already be leveled up from previous runs, so other than the fact that my characters have to be fresh in order to do that, since you can't, unlike this, you can't put it all under one save file. It has to be under multiple, which gives the game additional replay value, for sure. Let's see, now it's saying as an EX character to use Bodolzer, and I am honestly pretty tempted to do that. You know what, I am going to be Bodolzer, because I can get away with it. He's here somewhere. Where are you? Big burly son of a... There you are. I found him. No, I can't change his cape color for some reason, just the thing he's strapped into. I've got my ally in the whichever VF-25 variant that is, the one with the big death ray. It is entirely possible that it's oh, that's right, that its super attack is pretty deeply mediocre. And not going to be the one I want it to be, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. Let's do that. Let's do you and you. We want these to connect as best as we can. Alright, let's rock. So he's a pretty big dude anyway, but now he's strapped into this battlesuit thing and he does things. He shoots tentacles at people. So now we fight like everything Zentradi, as well as a few other things, I believe. Basically anything that's not a Valk. For most of this, melee attacks should be sufficient. So I'm quite large. I'm not truly gigantic, but I'm a pretty big boy. Against my better judgment, I'm going to tell my ally to do a super so I know what I'm looking at with that. I am not seeing... Ah, there it is. We're good. As long as it's a death ray, that's all I care about. One of the big Garobis. Okay, so that's somewhat scary. I'm going to tell my ally to do that. Keep mailing him while we do that. I am now going to get close here and pop a double super, and that ought to take care of that pretty handily. It sure did. I'm gonna just rush into that group and apparently bounce right off. It's just freaking hilarious. That's frightening. I don't know how easily they can stagger me, because I've got that shield. Oh, that's right. I have songs. The power of song gives me a buff. I forget what exactly it buffs, but I took a lot of damage there and I didn't like it. But during my super, I'm like it lasts forever, and I'm just spinning, shooting out tentacles and everything. I'm probably gonna have to fight myself. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. I'm gonna tell my ally to hit that with friggin'... Please? Okay, that's fine. I just went wherever I went. I am losing quite a bit of health, actually. There we go. Oh, is it really just Zentradi? That's fine, too. That means it's gonna put, like, Vajra and stuff in its own mission category, I guess. I don't remember, it's been a long time, so I'm having to... I remember the basic flow. Oh, nice, a double S rank? Yes, please. One bit of credit I will give Macross Delta Scramble, even though I slag it pretty hard for not being as good as it could have been, is it's got like a million extra missions. I swear there are more extra missions than there are actual story missions. Part of that's because there aren't story missions beyond Macross Delta, and they have to scrimp and save to get what they can out of that anyway. Yes. I don't think there's a stat on here that correlates directly with your shields other than your defensive stats. I don't think it scales based on health or anything like that. I might be wrong. And I want much more hitting accuracy on those. And why not? Oh yeah, and we want them to hit like a truck. This too we want. Mostly the accuracy thing. What is this next one? That one wants me to be in some unit I have no desire to be in. Oh, I'm gonna have to fight space whale people. So that's gonna be fun. I don't want to do that. Oh, I need to level up my partner as well. On the plus side, once we get the extra missions done, at that point we should have tuning unlocked, even though I have no real desire to fiddle with tuning. If we can help it. I have to double check to see what Valkyrie they actually want me to be piloting here. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, it's a Buzzer mech. That's fine, I guess. It's just not what I want to be piloting. That's all. That does more damage, that has more range. Damage, range, damage, range, damage, range, damage, range, damage, range, range. And the rest I'll put into the sound pod. We're ignoring... Actually, we can de-level those missiles, and the melee, we are not going to be using either of those things. They are not helpful to us. How dramatic is the difference there? About 400 points of damage for what that's worth, and like a couple points of the other. That's probably fine. Just because I don't think they have It's a New Frontier as a playable song, which is too bad, because that's like my favorite Dynamite-related track. It is so good. So good. I'd play it here, but I'd probably just get in trouble. Not really in the mood for that. So we'll do that, because it's Basara, and we've already been leveling him up. And we'll get a bonus for doing him. Oh, that's deeply problematic. Let's fight 6. Oh, we're so boned. Yeah. Beat on me, dude. Fortunately, they're just shooting missiles at me. This is actually good. Fortunately, they're also coming in these big formations, so I can just kind of unload on them. Now for the hard part. I'm going to hope that I can pop a super at these people. I'm going to tell my ally to do it regardless because it's just, I have to. Please blast them. Very good. That's not what I wanted. Okay, that went inordinately well. I'm perfectly fine with this. Alrighty, so this next one is another survival, and I'm gonna real quick check to see. That is capped. Alright, so we will use that other one because the net effect should be pretty comparable. Is my hope, my earnest wish. And we're going to use that to kind of cheese this next one, or at least hopefully do. Again, I believe this is a survival one. I don't know if it's against all the really big stuff. If it is, I will have to deal with that. No, this is the ace. This is the ace grudge match. This one's actually quite difficult. But we're going into it with a song mech, so maybe we'll be fine. I didn't really want to interrupt the music, but this is not just the Ace Grudge match. This is the fight literally the entire universe grudge match. And it lasts a while. Not super hard because they don't throw like 60 enemies at you at once, but they do throw aces, and those are problematic. All right, we're good. Come on, come on. Did I get him? Get shot by my ally. He's dead now. Difficulty here is getting one bullet on them, and then the music takes over from there. And there are no restore points throughout this, I think. So we have to be a little bit cagey. I believe we have to fight such august presences as Macross class vessels, which is where the difficulty comes in. Fortunately, we also have a songstress, which I can deploy if I absolutely have to, like so, which did not do anything. That could be a problem. Because that would heal me, and I did not do that. Get over here. I'll have you know, Guld, that my mech is the one that won the tech war. Oh, just blast that man. Or miss. That's fine, too. If he transforms, I'm good, but he's not doing that. He's not playing. Actual dogfighting. Who knew? Who knew that this is what would happen here? There we go. Now I just have to stay close, and that's also hard. Thanks, ally. This is why we have wingmen and we love them to death. They are good people. / wing people. Alright, probably... oh, it's not the ghost. That's fine too. We're good. The biggest difficulty here is because the mission lasts so long, eventually enemies are going to hit you with something. And you want to avoid that. Oh, nice. They actually retargeted. That was great. Actually hit him. This is probably the most dangerous section because the song people, if they touch you, you have a problem. So I have to make sure that doesn't happen. I did just get nicked. It might not be GG yet. He did not pop a song. We're okay. Now we just have to survive. Max, please, please, just get grazed. I'm gonna maybe see if my ally will take care of that problem. They did. This is what comes of having an overtuned friend. This is good. There we go. Got him. I just have to stay close. Whoops. Putting in a lot of work is Gerwalk because it's fast, and mostly it's fast, if I'm being honest. It's fast and allows me to have a more easily controlled profile. Kind of the reason Gerwalk even exists is to do like VTOL helicopter movement. Come on. One bullet. Thank you. Got him. But then in this game I'm basically able to keep up. Unfortunately in Macross 30, Gerwalk becomes pretty much moot once you get the hang of form swapping at the drop of a hat, which you will, because Batroid does everything it does, only with just better general machine gun accuracy, and you're going to wind up using your machine guns a lot. Whereas in the PSP games, Gerwalk winds up being a bit better, just because it's a bit more multi-role and you can put a little less effort into things. Gerwalk, even in this though, cannot shoot down missiles effectively, so that's like you either go into Jet to pop flares or you go into Batroid to not do that. But in this, the Batroid accuracy of the gun pod is pretty minimal, or not as dramatically improved as it is in subsequent titles. Oh shit. Yeah, no. Blast it. Blast it. Hit it with the business. Well, it's teleporting. It's not using death rays. And that's good. For what it's worth. Alright, we're good. I had concerns there. Oh shit, use the ghost. This is something to be worried about. I need to convince this machine through the power of song to stop being a nut bar AI. And I don't really know how to do that at this point. Yeah, let's go Gerwalk and see if we can't pursue it accurately. This is where this could run and stuck. Oh! Shoot him. Blast it down. Yeah, this thing is just jousting with me. I can't keep up. It is literally flying circles around me. Shoot it, maybe? Had a thought? Maybe, you know? See, the trick is, I need to catch it with literally anything. Like that. Thank you. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. Wow, that was a lot of health returned. Oh, boy. Come on. There we go. It's not over yet. Not by a long shot. Fortunately, my ally has a good mech for this. I am dead. I am not dead. That is a big, big boom boom. I cannot get close. I do not have my songstress playing, so I may have made a bit of a mistake. Come on. Are we not close enough to sing it to death? Is that what this is? Yeah, that's what it was. I wasn't close enough. Okay! Like no health in a dream, and I have to kill off this noise. If it melees me, I'm toast. Okay. That's it? That's gonna be like a B. Just because I got damaged really badly. Oh, but now we have the VF-27, Brera. GG. Because this thing sights through everything. I just went through the tech tree the wrong way, or went past where I wanted to be. There it is. Now, hilariously, I do not need to be an augmented human being in order to use this, which I think is delightful. Actually, I'm not going to make my ally be that. because it is more beneficial for me to be it myself. However, we are going to improve their ludicrous cluster missiles, because these things are dumb good. Cluster missiles in general in this game are just absolutely phenomenal. Everything else should be largely handled. Actually, I could beef up melee and get away with it too, because the speed this thing has is absolutely tomfoolish. It is dumb, and you'll see what I mean. I'll do this mission because this is gonna be against a bunch of Macross class vessels. I'm gonna real quick make sure my pilot is the right one because it was the wrong one. And we're gonna go from Leah. We'll go back and do this mission. This one won't be too bad. This one could be complicated, but manageable because it's relatively short. These are all like ludicrous difficulty missions. All 4 of these at the bottom. Those are like secret, hidden, secret password missions, and they're all pretty dumb. Yeah, this is the one where we fight every Macross. This is not easy, but we're gonna make it. We're not going to make it look easy, but we are going to do what we can. I'm not going to be able to get away with melee shenanigans that this thing can get away with just because it's so fast. Macross Heaven. With the most ominous music ever. I love it. Yeah, you tell him. So my first goal is to save up. Ouch. Enough. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It stings. Make it stop. Why am I facing the wrong way? That's another good question. Oh, I'm getting bopped by its melee. I'm gonna tap fire. Oh no. We're gonna have to take this one from the top. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to happen there. However, once we pop our super, we move at the speed of wow, that's fast. And that winds up doing quite a lot of damage very, very quickly. I'm gonna block that for once. Okay, let's guard that. Oh, it was invincible that entire time? That's embarrassing. Okay, so it's gonna do another one of those. That's good. I mean, I already know I have to do it over again, so it's not that big a deal. But still, it's frustrating. Ow. I think there's still the quarter left to kill. Oh, 3/4. That's fine. It's not. It's really not. I don't like fighting these. Please blast that. I'm dead. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do that over again, but we knew that already, because we got hit by like 2 Macross cannons. Sorry, just grabbing some water. Alright. We can do that better. Actually, I do want that. I want that. Beefing up your pea shooter damage is always good. I'm actually going to beef that up as well. Does that get me to 3? Yes, it does. Okay. That doesn't do anything. I forget which is turning speed. It's one of these 3. Let me really quick check my cheat sheet. Accuracy, range, bullet speed. So it is this one, I think. Not that that's going to do a whole heck of a lot. Actually, what I could do... this weapon isn't bad, actually, but I don't need it for this, per se. I don't think it really helps me all that much. So I'm going to be set for that. I'll nix these down, and I will change that up when it comes time to do the other mission. There we go. Sure, that's probably fine. It doesn't have the VF-27 Barrera does not have a ton of particularly thrilling stats as far as its actual airframe stats are concerned, but it's not bad. It's like a little bit better than the VF-25, but not huge. The VF-29 or YF-29, I don't know if they ever got to mass producing those, kicks the ever-loving piss out of both by a huge margin. Don't ask what happened to the VF-26. I don't know. I'm sure it existed. The YF and then VF-30 wind up being an interesting paradigm shift. I think the 29 might actually still outperform it. but the 30 has a bunch of interesting gimmicks, like a modular weapon system, that make it pretty potent. And they do wind up mass producing that, relatively speaking. Still small, limited numbers, but the tech tree, again, of Macross is really wonky. So I'm gonna stay in Batroid mode for most of this, because it's safer, believe it or not, because I can block. One down. So the main reason I want to make sure I'm targeting the midsection is because that actually has the name on it. And that I will know when it's decided I'm going to go invulnerable and be a huge pain in the rear. So as you can see, these things are going down fairly quickly. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I'm targeting the wrong one. Yes, there we go. I got hit by the boot. I got hit by the boot. I don't like it. I am being meleeed to death. That is not good. Oh no! Alright, doing better this time around, partly due to my boosted stats. We're gonna block that. We're gonna pop you. We're gonna actually get inside that. I think it's still trying to target me and not my ally, which is good. We want that. I'm just doing that to get reloaded. Keep shooting. There we go. Gonna tell my ally to blast that to death. Oh, I know I got hit. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Very good. Oh my gosh, please target the right one. Good shot. I think it tried to go after my ally and failed. Which is good. It's possible that it won't like me, so yeah, you won't see how crazy my melee speed is, but it is bonkers. That should have been good enough to get me an S. Yes, it was. Excellent. Okay, now we can go back and do the other one, which is going to be a little more involved, and we do have to actually tweak a few things to make that happen. Namely, we have to beef up our melee. That's probably fine. Probably. I will ignore these two weapons for now. The multi-missiles, even though they do higher damage than these, and I want to say they home in better too, which is also awesome. But the cluster missiles are so convenient because they reload super quickly too. They're quite handy. Some targets they will not be viable against, but we are going to basically do this through pure kill power. My partner is going to remain largely the same. What I am going to do is put more damage into that because I believe that is the thing that is tied stats-wise to remove that. I don't need that. That's fine. That's... I don't need you having that beefed up either. Come to think of it, the rest of these are fine though. I don't know that that's capped. That is not capped. Oh, it's capped as far as the, yeah. Let me... Real quick. That's capped. There we go. This thing's not going to be needing to use melee anyway, so... At least it better not. If I tell it to grapple, then I've made a terrible mistake. But that should beef up its mostly its main gun damage, as well as it should beef up the damage of the super, I think. It might not, and it might just be pure superstition on my part. This is going to be a bit different, because I do have to actually shoot them down now. Oh, and there's another mission here that I haven't done yet. Okay, where are you? We'll do that. I'm not going to play as the Zentradi trooper. Oh, it's all villains. Got it. Got it. We'll do that. So this is taking longer than I thought it would. So... Oh, it's called the Lucifer. That's why she said Lucifer. So it's called the VF-27 Lucifer. Yak yak de Karucha! So for this, we're actually going to be punching things to death. A lot. Because we can get away with it. And I'll show you why we can get away with that. Once I have my super up. Whoops. All right. So my ally's putting in a lot more work than I am at this point, but we're also gonna... Oh, I super good. That's rather a lot of them. That was painless. Oh wait, there's more. You tell him, boss lady. Oh yeah, here we fucking go. Get to blast, lady. So these things are all like MUF variants of these bosses and whatnot. They just spawn like a lot of them and make you deal with them all. So they are nowhere near as dangerous as they would otherwise be. I think we should still get an S even though we did take some damage. Oh, double S. Yeah, I'll take it. Sounds good to me. So our movement and attack speed are high enough with this. Oh, and we got the Battle Galaxy? Yeah, Battle Galaxy. Alright, we've beefed that up. We want that beefed up a bit. Ideally, I want that bopped up. But at this point, I also need to start getting these things back up and running. Because they're actually not terrible. Shockingly. They're good weapons. This one wants me to play as our good friend, Neki Basra, in his Super Basra Mobile. We're not going to do that. Even though it would probably be easier. Because this one is, I think, enemy aces. No, it's latter day aces. Okay. Oh, space aces. That's right. They divided up by ground. And space. There's overlap there. The categories are kind of confusing. It's very clear-cut in Gundam Battle Universe, because it's just like, oh yeah, these guys are, you know, they just divide it up by era and call it a day. Era and space versus space exclusive versus non-space exclusive. Not too many of the latter, but they exist. Oh, I need to check on my ally and see what I can beef up on them. They are maxed, so I am going to leave them as they are. Yeah, leave them as they are, because they're just too useful not to. I would like to go back and do that one. But we have a new mission, so we'll do that. I'm cautiously optimistic. We are going to go in there and we're going to punch some things to death. Probably. If it'll let us get away with it. The other advantage that the Lucifer has, the Brera Custom anyway, with its super mode, is it's able to shoot down missiles in Batroid mode like they were nothing. I think I got clipped there. So most of these are going to be fairly tame and nothing too huge. But every time they throw an ace at me, I have concerns. So what I need to do is kind of meter out my super gauge so that I'm always able to at least pop a super when an ace shows up, so that I can basically get to business mode. And the same largely applies to my ally. Him I'm not going to melee, because if I fuck up, I'm dead. But yeah, I should be able to move fast enough to get away with some absolute shenanigans with melee. Flying fighter jets, I'm going to punch them to death. Okay, so I messed up a little there. That's fine. I want to start with back combos, because they are good. They allow for juggles. So you know my super's active based on the little gauge at the bottom of my super gauge, which is the orangey yellow bars, that is going down very quickly. That's how long I've got. This guy's flying too fast for me. Just telling my ally to generally super things to death, because they've got the juice. And we're not fighting anything too serious at this point. The tech is, the era is progressing though. If that actually hit anything, I better... Usually if they're not an ace, there's no threat of them dropping an ult on your head, but that is not something I ever want to put to the test. Not what you would call a healthy thing to do. There we go. These guys, on the other hand, the star indicates they're an ace, and I do want to be somewhat cautious of them. Because of that. Nope, that's not a super. We're good. We're good. We're not dead. He's gonna be, though. Ah, fudge. better run. I'm gonna keep shooting because so yeah, we're basically fighting literally every enemy in the game at this point, which is awesome, I think. Including what I'm playing right now. Get over here. Fine, don't. Got him. Not quite every enemy in the game, but most of them. Or every unit playable in the game, at any rate. Yeah. Where's the other one? That's what melee with the Lucifer in super mode looks like, is just death. Oh, my ally can take care of that. So we are going to fight big boys. And my stuff did not get through. That's not ideal. Oh no! He's invulnerable. I do not like. Stop being invulnerable. Ow, you jerk. Oh, please target a midsection. Thank you. Don't get hit by that. Don't get hit by that. Alright, it's not over yet. Because now we have to fight Space Ranka. I actually am way too far away to make my cluster missiles hit, so there we go. Got her. She's dead, bros. The green-haired whelp has been exterminated. I'm gonna guard that. I don't feel like getting hit by it. You did. But wait, there's more. You need that. I should have saved it, but I needed it dead. Okay. I'm gonna punch this one to death. No, I'm not. That's approaching the end. We still have some Vajra Queens to kill. There's is it just this one? All things considered, I thought that went pretty well. I don't think it'll be a double S, but it was pretty okay. It was a double S. It was pretty okay. Beefing up your defensive stats matters a lot. That could be tune limits unlocked. That's the quarter. The quarter is kind of bad. It's got really long animations and not as much payoff. Yeah, tune restriction is lifted, so I could get everything up to level... I can invest 99,999 points into everything. So that's pretty rad. There's one other thing I thought beyond that I did not yet have. I'm gonna real quick check to see if I error restrict unlocked. There's an easy way to find out. Macross 0. Yes, I do have error restrict unlocked. So yeah, that's basically everything major unlocked. I'm gonna do one, no, not Chronicle. Extra, there we go. I'm gonna do one quick stab at this A rank mission, even though it's gonna take a while to do. I'm gonna turn those off because it's the ground. So the way, when you have tuning restrict unlocked, the way you know that you've gotten the initial level of something is it'll be the blue bar, and then everything after that is orange, yellow, whatever. So you know when you've gotten it. I'm gonna upgrade my pea shooter first. We'll stay as this for now, because it's pretty good. My partner, meanwhile, has accrued quite some damage, or quite some points. I'm gonna get them at defaults for most of the relevant things, and then we're gonna beef that stuff up. Oh yeah, and their defensive stats, because those are kind of important. That's probably about all I can do. So offense-wise, the one I'm using, the VF-27, is around certainly the easiest to use. Some of the others are maybe better. I could also go with the what's it called? The VF-25, whichever the Alto one is. The F, as in Franklin, as in Frigadoodle. Which is quite good. It is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I also am missing some of these that I suppose will come with time. One of which is the Max World, which is I think the last one, but you just have to keep grinding to get that, and you'll get there eventually. Yeah, I'll go with the 27. The 27 is really straightforward because you just kind of use your basic tools. They just all become better. And I'll leave my ally as the blue one for now because it has the Death Ray, and the Death Ray is really, really good. So I'm going to make one stab at this and then figure out where I'm going from there. I didn't realize there were as many missions of this left as there were. I thought there were only going to be like 6 or 7. There were more like 10. Oh. All you have to do is get your hands on them. That's the hard part, though. As you can see, my pea shooter, my gun pod projectiles are moving very quickly now, as well as tracking very nicely, in addition to doing reasonable chunks of damage to boot. I'm gonna tell my ally to spam supers at it and hope that I catch it at some point. Should be doable. There we go. There we go. Much better. I'm gonna block that and hope. Oh, I don't want to get close to that. Got him. Now some Macross class vessels. Come on. There it is. Tell my ally to super it as I get closer. That might be it. That's it. We're good. Whether we did it quick enough is another thing, but we should get at least a silver S out of that. We got a double S, and now there's just the extra missions, and that will do it. Pretty sure I've got A's on everything else, other than other things. These missions are non-trivial, though. These are like Let's take enemies, give them stats that are souped straight to the top, and then kind of let them loose. Have fun. Enjoy fighting that. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And they're usually weird mixes of enemies, too. They're not, like, sane or reasonable. For these, I may have to bring out a Neki boss or a mech, because these are kind of tricky. And he makes them, if not easy, then at least beatable. Dengeki 5. So these were passwords that were released in various hobby magazines, like Dengeki and a few others, that had levels attached to them. They don't do stuff like that anymore. I'm just gonna fly away a minute. And these are also, like, generally pretty dangerous, punchy type enemies. And they're all ace types, so supers are very possible. What I'm hoping is not for that to happen. Oh, God. Well, there goes my double S. And I find it is good practice to focus one down and then another. So, Britai did not die there, and came back. Okay! Kinda didn't want to get thwacked on the noggin like that. See, I thought I was guarding that. Ow. So that was the Dengeki 5 Sentai Team's giant robot, obviously, as anyone could have told you. I got bodied. I could have done much better there by being a little less aggressive, but we got a regular S rank, and that's all we care about. There's nothing special that unlocks from these other than the having EX missions or EX qualifications for given character types. Oh, this one sucks too, because you're right in it. Fortunately, my partner will shoot a death ray and hopefully be able to punch through walls with it. All these internal missions are really blow, but I think they're relatively separated so you can get in and punch them to death. That's what I'm going to hope to do. The Super Dimension Fortress. Famitsu. So my ally is going to get stuck back in the beginning, because the AI doesn't know how to navigate these at all. I'm not even going to lock onto them. I'm going to dump my magazine. I'm going to turn the corner and strafe. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. So that one was waiting for me. Where am I going? Where am I going? I gotta guard that. Stop. Ow. So this Bodal Zur has like a million Minmay dolls. Because he's weird. I just got hurt. Oh my gosh, I'm cornered. This is so suboptimal. Please. This sucks. I think they're dead. That blew. I don't even care if I get an A on that. I don't even care. I got an S. It doesn't matter. Alright, that's capped. I am going to focus on capping out melee damage because it's strong. Should I go for that? Partner probably didn't get a lot out of all that, but I'm going to beef up their defensive stats because it's worth it. Ni-Nana Lucifer. I guess it's not the 27, it's the 2-7, but whatever. That's the wrong weapon. Oh, this one's kind of annoying, if this is the one I'm thinking of. They start, like, throwing giant versions of enemies at me. This is the one I'm thinking of. This mission gunner is harder than it looks. But not the worst thing in the world, but still really annoying. Because of that. The Gundam Battle Universe has something similar that it winds up doing for an extra mission. That one's from a hobby magazine as well, come to think of it. that went pretty well. So yeah, you just take some regular enemies, make them absolutely gargantuan, give them energy shields because why not? And then let it rip. I don't remember what you have to do to get an S rank for that, and I do remember it being problematic. It's something like there is something you have to do in particular, but I don't care at this point. Not nearly enough. Is that? Yes, it's at 99. Very good. So now my melee is dumb. I can punch like through absolutely anything, and I'm going to proceed to do that now. Oh, but my melee tracking's going to be bad. Whatever. We'll figure it out. That would be pretty great if I could target this Chronicle monster with a gosh darn. Oh, these are the fancy schmancy OG pilots, or the special create a character pilots. They have names. In fact, you can see them in Japanese characters, but I could not tell you what they are offhand. I think them having actual names for the characters, because they have like a place in canon. These characters are, my understanding is, at least partially canonical. And they've got their own paint schemes and everything. That should do it. That was reasonably okay. I took some hits, which were not great, but nothing too terrible. Sadly, that's a dude. Alright, so that'll about do it for that. I'm not going to give that another try. Because there's like a bunch of point bonuses you can work with. What I might have to do is fiddle like with skill loadouts. Actually, on that note, no, I don't. I'd have to run a few more missions. In any case, that is Macross Ultimate Frontier, pretty much cleared to my satisfaction at this point. There's a bit more I could do. I'd like to turn that A to an S, but there's nothing special I'll unlock for it. The other things to go for are Chronicle mode, which is... I'm not actually certain that anything, in fact, unlocks from Chronicle mode. I don't think it does, off the top of my head. These are the hardest of the hard. These are all basically take the hardest mission of a given era, or the hardest missions of a given era, the most climactic ones at any rate, and then make it so that you have to play as the pilots that were there for certain chunks of them. So some of that is a doozy. Like the stuff for Macross Plus is really hard. The stuff for 7 depends entirely on who you're piloting at the time, and half the time it's perfectly okay. But then you have the mission where you have to play as Gamlen, and it is not okay at all. That is the opposite of okay. The like Super Dimension Fortress or Macross Zero stuff is really hard because one of them you have to do as just a crappy rinky-dink fighter jet, so you need to grind. So you can improve the pilot and the jet outside of Chronicle mode. For instance, I can go to this mission here. Hell, we'll do this mission here. And this gives me an EX bonus for playing as the fighter jet, so I'm going to go to the fighter jet. We're going to nix that because we don't need it. We're going to beef up that. No, that's just reload time, so we don't need to worry about that. We're going to beef up that. No, we have no real stats to work with here. Actually, no, that's not enough to get there. That's fine. And then I'm gonna put my ally in the same thing as well, just so we get extra bonus points out of it. And then, where's pilot? I switch to the pilot Shin something. I don't remember his name. And so we basically do the mission like that, like so, and we'll get the EX bonus, which is like a 3x multiplier of points for doing the mission with that unit, and we'll improve the pilot. I don't think I can set my partner to be the same pilot to double up on pilot experience. I'm going to try it real quick. No, it will not let me do that, which is just as well. You can have your ally be the pilot. They'll, instead of you, they'll also gain stats, but they will not gain very many. You will gain them faster. But yeah, it kind of blows. So it's Chronicle mode is kind of hard. There's also Ultimate difficulty, which is just like an additional hard mode modifier on top of all the missions, which generally is just let's make everything boost the stats on everything because it's bonkers. Pretty much. That's exactly how it is. It is very, very Top Gun. Oh, that's right, because these guys launch them too. I can just tap fire. Goose, goose, goose! Then we fight a boss. I'm just gonna kind of tell to go and have fun with themselves, dying. Didn't actually want to do that, believe it or not. We beat her. So yeah, you'll get the EX bonus. So you can grind up the plane and whatnot, so the mech that they're in and all that, for the missions, for the Chronicle missions, and that makes it manageable. Unfortunately, if you want to get absolute, pure, 100% completion, that is grinding everything out and getting double S ranks on every single mission with the EX bonus, with Ultimate Hard-On, that is going to take a long time. As I should know, seeing as how I've done it more than once on my PSP after files got deleted. I'm doing this on an emulator right now. I know, so bad. But I do have a legitimate copy of the game, and the PSP was not region locked, so pretty great. So I'm going to briefly put the stream on. Of course I'm going to get a phone call. I'm going to switch to Gundam Battle Universe real quick. Helps if I'm not muted. Alrighty. So this is Gundam Battle Universe. We're going to do the AEUG chapter of the Zeta-era. I cheated a little. Well, I didn't cheat, actually. So in order to do that, I had to make a new, fresh file. Fortunately, it does let you actually skip straight to a chapter and choose the faction you want to be. Unlike Macross Ultimate Frontier, which lets you kind of do everything all on one save file, Gundam Battle Universe does not. You have to have multiple save files. So you've got a total of, let's see, you will need, in order to cover all factions, faction era clears for Gundam Battle Universe, you'll have to have a minimum of 3 save files. That's a given. Because of the triple route splits. Call them route splits. So you've got for 0079, you've got Fedi or Xeon, Federation or Xeon. For 0083, you've got Federation or Xeon. For 0087, you've got Titans, AEUG, or Neo or Axis Xeon. No, wait. Neo Xeon. Yeah. So Titans, AEUG, and Neo Xeon. For double Zeta-era, 0088, you've got just AEUG and Neo Xeon. And then for 0093 Char's Counterattack, you've got, what are they called? Well, they're the Federation representative, Londo Bell, but the Federation representatives, and Axis Xeon under Char. So, on any given route, you can pick one of those factions per era. So for Zeta-era alone, you need to have 3 different save files, which is what I've had to do. So none of my pilots are going to be up to snuff at all. However, the mechs, I should be able to choose from some mechs that are actually worth using. Late, but not immediately. These, for instance, are not upgraded at all. The Rick Diaz is better in every single way, so we are going to be using that. So my pilots, Wrigley and Norberto, he'll have you know, are going to be piloting Rick Diaz's Diaz's. And for this, we probably just want to focus like damage and stuff. I don't know. Basically the same as Macross Ultimate Frontier. They are made by the same people, after all. But a bit different, a little less refined. That's not what I want to do. There we go. And I'm having to remember how to do it because it's been over a year since I played this. She's going to be my operator. She can operate me anytime. So I'm just having to remember some of the movement particulars. such as remembering what side of an enemy to strafe if I want to damage them. So yeah, we're playing as the AEUG. Right now, we are planning on Gundam jacking the Mark II. Because the Titans are building a Gundam Mark II, and the Titans are bad peoples. We don't like them. Please target that, thanks. My ally is dumb as a bag of hammers. They're just going to sit over doing whatever the hell they're doing. I do have a head Vulcan. What is that down there? Oh, that's my dummy balloon, which I just walked into like a goofball. So we have to get through that area quickly. Killing everything, don't take damage. And then I think there's a phase 2 to that mission where we have to fight the actual Mark II in Titan's colors, which is nice. Fortunately, I should have a maxed super gauge by this point. So when the time comes... So, like Macross Ultimate Frontier, and most of the games that use a similar engine by ArtDink, my general strategy for success is to... Here it is. That's not what I wanted to do. We got him, boys. He did. Oh look, it's Jared Mesa. We're about to ruin his day. So what I did there is I popped, like, I don't know, call it a burst mode or whatever. We do want to stop him before he damages the Gundam Mark II any more than he already has, which is a lot. We want to kill as many enemies as we can. Usually, it's like, so scoring is a little more particular in this one, I find, than in, say, Macross Ultimate Frontier. There's a couple missions in Macross Ultimate Frontier where you kind of, there's like, you're tight for a score. This game, you have to farm a lot more. You have to be a bit more particular in how you go around ruining your enemy's day and beating a mission in order to get higher ranks. We got an S rank there. S ranks are perfectly acceptable. Double S ranks are great and all, but S ranks are what we're gunning for. We just got the AEUG Mark II. We should have that pretty well statted up already from previous runs, because that stuff, haha, carries over between files, which is nice. Progress on improving mechs, that is... I'm going to beef up that. We're going to beef up that, and then the same for the bazooka. And then we're going to switch to the Gundam Mark II, because it's better. Full stop. I'm going to check its weapons real quick. Those are not very well beefed up at all. Whatever, we'll survive. So what I wound up doing by accident last mission, I wanted to do a super attack, but I did my burst mode, which makes me invincible, makes me rapid fire everything, and I think maybe do more damage. For the entire duration of your SP gauge for it to drain down. That's not what I wanted to do. Because the controls are shared. And a bit different. That's right, I've got head Vulcans now. I do not quite have the SP gain at this point to start getting away with charge shots only. It needs to be pretty high to do that. We'll try. Yeah, I don't have the damage. So we're going around beating up the Titans. The Titans are basically Earth's response to the events of 0083, and generally just backlash against Xeon in general, and Spacenoid independence in general. They do not take kindly to Spacenoids, aka anybody who lives in space, trying to have anything resembling freedom, or indeed a good time at all. So they promptly are like, oh, well, you're filthy Spacenoids, and you gassed your colonies and chucked them at Earth, and they promptly proceed, the Titans proceed to promptly start gassing colonies and doing things with them. So they are no better than the absolute Hitlerian Nazis that were the Xeon at their worst. So it'd be funny if it weren't just, you know, history shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. Go, go, Godzilla. I need to kill this man. Please die. Please super attack it. There we go. Got him. We got badly damaged, so that's going to be an A at best. Yeah, it's pretty bad. We're going to move on from that. This game does, in general, grade you rather harshly. I did get a Red Rick Diaz from that. I don't think they're going to give me anything more useful than that yet anyway. So I'm going to move on. Because I'm not going to get the Hayuku Shiki quite yet, and I do think that that is probably worth at least trying to use. Okay. I need to figure out what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'll just beef up the beam rifle and call it a day. They're not giving me a lot of points to work with, and it doesn't help when I get, you know, really bad rankings. Unfortunately, the Mark II has a melee super attack, and those are usually pretty questionable. Like, they won't. They tend to be kind of short range, so I'm having to do this the hard way. So we're fighting space Nazis, but from Earth instead of from space. We're playing as the AEUG, the Anti-Earth Union Government, which is kind of a reactionary faction to the Titans, who look at what the Titans are doing. Typically the people in AEUG are, or a lot of the big-name representatives of the AEUG are former one-year war veterans who are not super thrilled with us being just as awful as they were, or the Federation being just as awful as the Zeeks ever were. We have to defend this ship. I hate defense missions. Oh, and we have to fight against the Masala, which is not good. I did hit it, though, which is excellent. He does not care about any of this. There you go. I'm going to tell my ally to super it whenever they can. Please and thank you. Thank you, actually. Jeez Louise. Okay, so the Hayuku Shiki showed up, and we do want that. So we are going to try to get a high ranking for this mission if we can. By hook or by crook, is the case for. So we have to defend the Argama, kill everything. Oh, nice. He's dead. There's Jared again. I'm not going to say he's a complete joke and butt monkey of the series, but he is absolutely a complete joke and the butt monkey of the series. He is the primary antagonist, or rival character almost, to Camille Bidan. They have an absolutely amazing, just like round-robin relationship where one just will murder the other's loved ones due to circumstance and otherwise. Not entirely deliberately, I promise, but it happens. War is hell. Okay, so I took a bit of damage there. I think that'll still be enough to get like an A. It is. Getting S ranks this game is extremely particular, and it's going to be like, nah, you need to get S, you need to never get hit. And that's extremely hard to pull off at this point. I am going to move on. We'll worry about going back later. Oh, that's right, we have to do Jabro shit. This is fun. So we're attacking Jabro, which is where Titan's headquarters is, and we're trying... I don't even remember why we're attacking Jabro at this point. I don't even remember the reason in series why we decided it was a good idea to start blowing up places and committing some war crimes. We're not exactly well loved anyway, so I guess it's fine. What are you? Oh, geez, you are military surplus, buddy. I'm taking damage. That's bad. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna wait for an ace to spawn and then I'll worry about spamming my super. Since I'll get two uses, yeah, like this guy. This guy's an ace. The whack. I'm gonna tell my ally to do as many super attacks as they can possibly swing. Oh, he was invincible for the duration of that. That's deeply frustrating. Got him. That's bad. Okay, I get it. No S rank for me, right? No biggie. God. All right, we do want to kill everything here, not escape to that yellow block. That hit me. I'm really upset. So that's gonna be like a C or a B. That was an A. Alright, fine, whatever. Oh, we got the Hayakishiki anyway. We're probably gonna switch to that, since it's largely similar, except with weaker physical stats. Wow, this has none of the stats I was hoping it would have. That's not ideal. Okay. What's the beam rifle difference? 489 versus a lot more damage. We're keeping the Shiki. It has weaker physical stats, so I'll take more damage, but if I'm taking damage anyway, might as well make it lethal. Am I right? I want to say this also has a melee super as well, which is terrible. Unless I get the Death Ray. I might get the Death Ray, and that might be the reason to use it. So, but we're shiny and gold, so we've got that going for us, I guess. So one of the biggest difficulties in the AEUG route is you just do not get a lot of mechs to work with. The ones you get are good, but you just don't get very many of them. Ow! So you don't have many specialists. You've got a lot of decent all-rounders. That's kind of it. And then you get the Zeta, and the Zeta just stomps everything. Although I'd still argue it is far from the best mech in the era, mostly because the Cubile exists. But we don't get any fancy mobile armors. We don't get any transforming mobile suits like the Goplant, other than the Zeta and the Methus. We do get the Nemo, which is nice, I guess. If, you know, your tastes run to, let's pick a GM, but statistically superior, but not great, because we've got a million things that are better. Yeah. So she did. He's our friend, because he is us. I'm gonna grab this base jabber thing. And shoot things on it. I didn't want to do that. Oh yeah. The Ashamar. The metal soundtrack kicks in. And I'm gonna tell my ally to please beat the bricks off that thing. Exactly like that. Okay. In that precise fashion do I want you to. Booty blast villains. Okay, we should be fine. That'll probably be like an A again. That was a B. That's miserable. We're going to proceed as if we got an A or an S. I'm going to have to go back and replay some of these. I'm going to go back and fix this C rank one. That's just awful. I know we can do better than that. That's not capped. Oh wait, no, that is capped. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. So that is probably where we are going to focus our attentions, is beefing up my beam rifle on that, just so it can punish things. And now I've got a Death Ray super attack I can use when the time comes. So that's good. Wow, that man did not die. That's right. Fly the wrong way. Also, this particular game and the other Gundam Battle titles before it have a cute gimmick. I think it's entirely unintentional. I didn't want to do that. Can I turn that off? No, we did it. Where if you're not properly targeting something, sometimes your aim is even better. For no intelligent reason. Okay, so we're flubbing this pretty badly. Oh my god, come on, dude. That was absolutely terrible. If I get better than a C, I'll be amazed. Yeah, that was a fucking travesty. Pardon my French. That is one of the hard missions, though, because you just don't have any tools to work with. I think that's projectile speed. And we do want that. We can ignore basically everything else. If we can get our beam rifle up to snuff, we'll be fine. The bazooka will do more damage, but it has bazooka rounds, and those never hit anything ever. Except when they do. And then you're very happy, but this is not a usual occurrence. I'll have to fiddle with my other stats as well, but I can't let a C rank stand. That's not okay. I'm willing to get it up to an A. I'd rather grind to get it to an S, but I don't have that much time. Part of what's holding me back is that my pilots are all basically fresh. They're super green. And in order to improve that, I'd have to grind for hours, and I did not do that. And I am not going to do that. But I'm shiny and gold, and that's what counts. As I get shot by missiles, so there goes my S rank. God. And improving pilot stats doesn't just affect SP, but that's where it's most obvious and salient. Your pilot stats also improve all sorts of other things, like your firing accuracy, your firing damage, your melee damage, how much damage you take, a few other wonderful little inconveniences. Tell my ally to hit him with the business. I too am going to hit him with the business. Hell with it. They have been hit by business. This may be one of the missions where I need to let that go through and then it spawns more enemies and I need to kill them. Probably not, but I've converted it to an A rank and gotten a machine. Pilots I won't probably be using. Mostly because I'll be using my own homegrowns. Yeah, we'll do that. We're not going to upgrade it to shoot 5 shots at a whack. How much would it cost in order to get that capped out? Oh, that only caps out at 24 anyway. Oh, we don't care about that then. Yeah, so as far as stuff we're going to wind up getting what? We'll get the Zeta, we'll get the Super Gundam Mark II, which is quite good. We'll get the Nemo, the Methus, and the DJ, which Amuro pilots, and I think that's basically it though. There is not much else that we wind up getting. We don't get Psycho Gundams, we don't get Cubilees, we don't actually have anything with funnels, I don't think, for Zeta-era, which is a huge disadvantage. Them's the brakes. I wanted to actually grab that, not blow it up. Oh, she's invulnerable. I do not like invulnerable woman. She scares me. Also, she's a cyber new type and kind of broken. Inside and out. It's like a requirement that if you're going to be a cyber new type, they have to be just completely defective. Oh, that's right. Use your shield, why don't you? You jerk. You're dead. Give him the boot! That guy with the boat. He's been booted. Just keep mashing out SP attacks. Because that'll build up my SP stat, which is important. Fortunately, I'm playing as a new type, which means my stat growth is huge. It goes up very quickly. Alright, we got an A rank. I'm willing to call it quits on that. I don't want A ranks, I very much want S ranks and double S ranks, but that's just not happening yet. I think this is the Dakar mission, and this one can be a bit involved because it's kind of long, if it's the one I'm thinking of. I do want to improve my reload speed too, but I can wait on that. Oh, come on. Wake up from long slumber. Oh, maybe this isn't Dakar. It's the same map as the Dakar map will be on, but evidently it is not Dakar yet. We'll know it's Dakar when we hear the guy who plays Quattro Vegeta slash Shara Aznavour slash Casval Deku. Baddies get the boot! He'll be talking up a storm. Since he is not doing that, we know it is not the Dakar mission. That's not what I wanted to do. I think I gave him the boot, though. Blast him with the blasters! Oh good, he just sat there and took it, which is nice. I cannot guide that, it's like one direction only. Which sucks, but it does do a heck of a lot of damage. Oh, get out of there. Get out of my boat. My airship, I guess. Okay, we're good. Probably an A. Probably because we could have farmed extra enemies. Oh, we got the Methus. The Methus is actually quite strong in this because it has some nice gimmicks and mechanics going for it. The question is it space only? And do I have it upgraded? I do have it upgraded. I don't know what stat that is, but it is low. I'm going to switch to the Methus. Even though it has lower apparent stats, it is actually quite strong. Mostly for its Super Zircle. I'll leave my ally on the Hayuku Shiki though, because it can make serious use out of that Death Ray. Big ol' Garobi Death Rays are super good against certain targets. Very little else should matter there. I know the Methus has a good super. I know it can transform, which is also good. Situationally good. Mostly it's for the beam pistols though, in truth. The beam pistols are absolutely killer and do absolutely nothing to this, sadly. That's why I have arm grenade launcher things, which will work. That's scary. I'm gonna guard and hope that it doesn't shoot at me. Got her. Okay, that's not all though. Oh shoot, I should have targeted everything else but her. Alright, we'll do that. It's too bad, because otherwise we did quite well, i.e. we didn't get hurt too badly. So we'll just try that again. The Zeta should be coming out soon. I don't think we get it until the very end, but it is a thing we will get eventually. I do not know what stat that is. I have no idea. Probably projectile speed. That's probably that's accuracy. I think that is projectile speed, so we'll make our beams go faster, I guess. Improve our Hayakushiki, I suppose. I don't know how. Stats. One sec. Sorry about that. Phone sent me a text message. Wound up not being relevant. Okay. So we're going to do that again. Now we just have to farm enemies. We have to shoot them to the death. Basically shoot everything but that. Where are you? Okay, here we go. Ah. Alright. I think now we can kill it to death. Oh, or it's gonna do that. Well, my ally's dead. That counts against me a bit, but not terribly so. I hope you like knives! Shwing! I don't actually need one of these to fly. How do you fly it? There we go, like that. Very slow turning, but... Lambs the brakes. So that should be easily an A, probably an S. Yeah, there we go. Which is good. But we don't unlock anything special from that, sadly. Not yet. Not until we get to, what is it, the Himalayas. There's a Himalayan mountain base we'll have to blow up eventually. But we're going to stay the Methus because its guns are fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal shooting guns. Tempted to switch my ally, but him having that big Death Ray super is just too good to pass up. Okay, Sign of Zeta means the Zeta's showing up soon. If not this mission, then very shortly. Swoosh. The Methus tech tree-wise, as I recall, is kind of like a prototype, or the AEUG's prototype for having a variable mecha. Oh my god, more phone calls. That could have gone better. Mostly because I took some extra hits that I really wish I hadn't. But I got an A, so I'm willing to call that bygones be bygones. Oh, and we got the Zeta, so GG, pretty much. That thing should be nearly maxed if it's not already. Where are you? There you are. Big stats, big guns. Most of what we're going to wind up doing is focusing on using the HM launcher, high mega launcher, and killing things in one hit. So, yeah, good game, I guess. I didn't think it would give it to us that early, but it did, and I am not complaining. It's too bad because the Methus is superb. I may wind up switching back to the Methus anyway. I think my ally can use it too, which is good. Disadvantage is I think the Zeta has only a kind of craptacular melee super, which is not great, but all its other performance is superb. So, we've got good stats, and we're just going to kill things to death. Mostly by doing... Oh, that's right, I can't do that. That. So, that was basically flawless. Unless there were more enemies to farm. There must have been more enemies to farm, or there could be an extra condition that I missed, but that's fine. We got an S rank, it doesn't matter. We do have a lot of pilots we can unlock, but most of them aren't going to do us much good. sadly. Uh, so part of me is like, keep buffing up its base stats. And then another part of me is like, F that. Just dump spare stats into the high mega launcher so that it does absolutely silly damage. Because right now I'm shifting into the kind of cheap Kilimanjaro kind of cheap gameplay style, which is basically charge shots on a high damage single shot weapon, which if you can get the shots to land, which isn't super hard, is how you kill everything. Very, very quickly. Difficulty is I don't exactly have a massive mountain of SP gain to work with, so I have to kill some enemies first. Then I have some seed SP to work with. Ooh, Barzans are showing up already. Ow. My ally's helping because he's a good person. We're gonna go with the dark blue. Oh, no, we're not. Haman showed up. God knows why. Mada yourself, lady. So yeah, Haman shows up in Zeta. She is relevant. Mostly because she's like this... She's a new power on the field, and the Titans and the AEUG kind of want to woo her to their cause. So the Titans are like, oh, well, you have strong military might. We kind of want that. The AEUG are like, do you see what these absolute bastards on Earth are doing in the Titans? Please help us against them, and we can maybe sort out, like, you know, Space Noid rights or something, whatever she was going for at the time. I don't remember what she was trying to get done. By the time Double Zeta rolls around, her tune changes quite a bit, and she's like, nah, sorry. I appear to be the only competent human being in the entire solar system. So I simply have to take control, and clearly I have to do it via military force. Sorry, guys. Let's rock. So she goes ham. It becomes kind of a despot. But less of an asshole than the zombies ever were, and certainly less than the, oh, here we go. Certainly less than the Titans were at the time. Nah, F that. You're dead. There is nothing I can't cut. And the reason I'm spamming charge shots here is to beef up my, Oh, there's another mission after this. Crap. Okay. Problems. I did not actually prepare for this. This is, how you say, not so good. Alright, so I'm shooting physical munitions at her because I need to shoot other things, actually. I believe this does not end if I kill him. He's in his Buyer Lance, which is quite strong, actually. Well, speedy anyway. It's pretty trash. Is everybody dead? What I also want to do is, if I transform and then do my super, I will do the Wave Rider crash, which is very strong. And I have to remember to do that. And I did not there. I should still get at least an A for that. Yeah, I got an S, so that's fine. So my mech is damn near maxed out at this point. I got a bunch of levels unlocked. I do need to do that again because there's a second route in that level, something that most of the Macross games do not do. Oh, come on, there we go. I know how to do Once I get this section completed, I'll be able to overtune mechs fully. I'll be able to, in fact, yeah, I can't undertune them yet. But once you complete all the missions from all chapters, you can tune enemy mechs all the way up to max stats, which we'll wind up trying to do. We do have to do this. We have to take the light blue route now, not the dark blue route. So things, as you notice, got a lot easier, a lot quicker. They start off very hard, and they stop being hard. Part of it's due to the fact that I have the Zeta, part of it's due to the fact that I have the Zeta already upgraded from previous routes. And part of it's due to my pilot's improving a little bit. Oh, bazooka. Oh, I missed. So she's got a shield on the side of her mech, and that is keeping me from killing it. There we go. Jeez, that was frustrating. Did she go invincible? She went invincible. I'm gonna guard. My shield will take the hits until she is invincible. Like so. That doesn't mean she can't juke me and do that, though. And my ally got the kill. That's less than ideal. These are required to get an S rank. You have to kill any extra enemies you find. I gotta hope that the damage I took doesn't count too much against me. Probably will. I do need now to not take more damage. Ow. And there will be aces I have to deal with here. And I have to see what they are. Oh, sugar. So, the Humbrabbies showed up. They're scary. Oh, okay, that was brief. Mercifully so. I'm gonna save my SP for the moment because there's a third portion. It's a bit different this time around. Yeah, ideally I don't want to be attacking them while melee attacking them while I'm on the ground. Oh, sugar. Okay. She's gonna get Wave Rider crashed. And, you know what? So are you. You're dead. So I go swoosh. There used to be a way to do that in the Gundam Versus titles, but I'm not positive you can do that anymore. I've tried every way I know how to make that happen, and I have not quite managed it. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. At least in Max Boost. Oh, we got another S rank. That's good. I think we're about halfway done. We haven't gotten to the... Okay, this might be Dakar. That's... I don't know what that is. Oh, that's right. We still have all the stuff we have to do against the Psycho Gundam Mark II. So this is a side mission thing. Nothing too serious to worry about here. Alright, so we have maxed its stats for now. From here we can find stats to remove points in and pump them into more useful weapons, such as the HM launcher. if I were to do that, probably I would want to have more shots I could fire at once, because being able to double tap is really good. Actually, with that in mind. Alright, so that caps out its damage, which isn't a huge increase, but it's there. Actually, yeah, there we go. If I remove other stats, how close can I get? Not very. I'm not going to worry about it. Suffice it to say, we will be using the heck out of that still. It's too good not to. And the... Oh, corrupt. Okay, yeah. This is a side story mission, not directly tied with the plot. He wants to go and turn into a fighter jet. I'm gonna turn into a fighter jet. In this game, transformation is extremely kludgy. You are pretty committed when you do it. Like, you do it, it's like, well, this is my life now. I have chosen this career path for the next 40 years. Ah, it hit his shield. What I'm hoping is I can get the... Oh no! I would, but I have to actually wrap this up pretty quickly. I've got like 20 more minutes, and I don't think I'm going to get through all the chapters in 20 minutes, because it's pretty meaty. I haven't been able to get into any matches in GBO 2, because they did an update, and the servers are completely screwed. Like, I just cannot connect to matches, so I'm just like, well, hopefully they'll give us, like, I don't know, apology coins or something. I kind of doubt they will, but a body can dream. Alright, we got our SP stat up to 21 now. That's something. Alright, so we got the DJ. The DJ's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's kind of burly. What does it actually have? It's got like a... No, it does not have a shotgun. Okay. It has a beam naginata. It's okay. It's, I think, got a melee super, not a ranged super. The beam rifle it has, I believe, is comparable to the Hayakushikis. I'm not 1000% confident that that is totally true, but it's not bad. It's not great. It's there. You can also only use it on the ground. Most of the stuff you're seeing here is playable in Gundam Battle Operation 2. With the exception of the Messala, which isn't, for some reason. I would love it to be playable. They're adding more double Zeta stuff lately. I know the Game Alk is coming up. Yeah, GBO 2, to its credit, other than the fact that it's a gacha game, has an absolute ton of mechs. This game would have held the most playable mechs in an action mecha game, if not for GBO 2, which has some stuff this doesn't have, but most of them are kind of just like side variants that aren't that substantially different, as well as stuff that came out after this game did, in both games and other stuff, other media. What this game has that does not have is stuff from Char's counterattack, but that will be changing. So you're not going to see the new Gundam in Gundam Battle Operation 2. But again, it's all locked behind gacha, so if you get it, you get it. But probably you won't. Ow. That hurt. As a general rule, you don't want to kill aces until you've killed everything else, just to make sure you're killing everything. I'll take the A rank, because I don't think they're going to give me anything particularly useful at this stage. Oh, well, the Super Gundam's pretty good. The Super Gundam, which is the Mark II with a backpack, is actually quite good. It's got a strong death ray, which actually might be stronger than the one I'm using. But the Zeta's probably the better choice all around. I think, though, it also has missiles. It's got a crappy bazooka. Yeah, they're pretty close. Same general idea. Oh, here's a selection of baddies. Fairly short missions. That you have all the various stuff that's going on in Max-a-Boost in terms of boost dash canceling and a few other things. This game has its own set of quirky little things going for it and against it. I'm going to actually switch my ally to the Super Gundam, and we're going to see how it is. Probably not good enough to justify me using it over the Zeta, but here we are. If you get the PSP emulator, PPSSPP, and you get a totally legal copy of Gundam Battle Universe to play on it, I do highly recommend this game. I also recommend Gundam vs. Gundam Next Plus, which is a predecessor to Maxi-Boost. It's a bit slower and a bit different, but I have put so much time into that game. And that game, Next Plus, has a few units that I do not think are in Max-a-Boost, now that I think of it. Like the gun cannon and gun tank, they are not playable. Mostly, the depth that's here isn't too in depth. It's not mechanical depth, I guess I should say. It's more they just have more units. Each unit plays more or less similarly, but with their own weapon selections. Max-a-Boost, it's all a lot more fluid. I am flying the wrong way entirely. There we go. Oh, that's an ace. That's why they didn't die outright. There we go. Yeah, so it's a big stylistic difference. So like Max-a-Boost is more like a fighting game where there's a lot more character to units, whereas here it's like all the mechanics stay basically the same. Okay, so the bound dock here is a problem. I have a death ray. It is not a guidable death ray, however, which is not ideal. Okay, my ally's dead. That's bad. I'm still alive. That's good. I missed. That's really bad. But I do fire out missiles during my super as well. I do need to guard here. Blocking is not as hard as in the Gundam vs. titles. You just hold a button. Oh no! You missed. What are you doing? You did. The bound dock in this game, for instance, is trash. Whereas in Max-a-Boost, it's really good. Because it has a niche, whereas in here, it's like, it's a big target. It shoot, it fly, it's kind of bad. Melee in this game is not good. Melee in Max-a-Boost is high risk, high reward. This is just high risk. You do a lot of damage, but man, you're slow. You die. Kind of like, it's more like Battle Operation in that regard, where it's got a lot of playable units, but not that much difference between all of them. Alright, 1071 actually is better than the other thing, so I can make this work. I can make this work. I do have to get some actual stats in, but I am coming up on when I'm going to have to scoodly doot. But we're ending the end, nearing the end of this, which is good. Alright, there's the Messala, still not in GBO2, don't know why. None of the recent leaks have indicated that it is actually a thing that is going to happen either, which is even sadder, I guess. Oh, these are auto missiles. Well, that's phenomenal. So this red ship, we don't want to die. I appear to be going the wrong way. Yeah, so that's a whole discussion, and that will be colored by my similar lack of understanding of how useful stats are in GBO2, because they are not quite the way you think. They aren't the way I thought they were. Like somebody gave me a breakdown, and I'll see if I can find that breakdown that they directed me towards. And it's like stats in GBO2 are less significant than you'd think, because they're like single percent, like each 1 point is like a single percentage increase, I think. And they do all cap off at a certain number, which gives them kind of limited utility in some instances. And some stats are way better than others. And you're constrained really badly in terms of actual capacity to change those stats. Like, yeah, there's upgrading, but it only does so much. Yeah, there are, like, accessory stat parts, but those only do so much. I took a lot of damage from that. Oh my goodness. So here we do want to kill everything that's showing up if we possibly can. Oh, he is still alive. That's a waste. That is less of a waste. There we go. So there was a yellow box on the screen that it wanted me to head for to end the mission, but you do not want to do that if you want to get high ranks. I'm willing to keep it at an A for now, because there's really nothing they can throw my way anymore at this point that's going to be even worth looking at. We are rapidly approaching the Grips conflict. I'm going to keep beefing this rifle up. Actually, I'm going to take that, I'm going to pump him into that. So I have 6 ammo in that, and the reload. And then I'm going to start beefing up the stats here. Much more impactful here than in GBO2. GBO2, it's like, okay, so unless you're putting in more than 10 points in a stat, you're not having a significant impact. So things like in GBO2, one of the most important parts you can equip is the thing for leg durability. And the description on that part is really convoluted and confusing, and it doesn't make any sense at all. It's like, oh, such and such increased by X%, and it's like, well, that's not useful information. What it means is it basically will take longer for your leg to explode, and therefore you be trapped waddling at the slowest speeds imaginable. And you do want that. There's a few others that are kind of useful, but most of them don't matter all that much. Like damage stats, you can cap those out, and a lot of the time it's not going to mean a whole hell of a lot. Unless it's specializing it. As a rule, you in GBO2, you want to be emphasizing stuff that your mech is good at already, rather than stuff it's bad at. With the possible exception of some of the defensive stats, but even then, you're going to get more mileage out of it. Where the hell are they? They're there. Oh. He's already dead. So that's kind of a good rule of thumb, but it kind of like it's on a mech by mech basis what's useful on it or not. So if you've got physical munitions or reload weapons, you want to be going with reload improvers if you can. Otherwise, defensive stats, particularly at the high costs in GBO2, defensive stats seem to be more relevant. Partly due to everything dealing so much damage, and partly due to being able to resist it a lot more. Keeping yourself alive, which is more valuable than doing more damage. There's many schools of thought, and I don't play the game very well, so my opinions are pretty much to be disregarded, to be honest. But that has been what has helped me a bit in that game. I can't tell you how to melee better, because I can't melee in that game. Every time I try, it doesn't work. Partly due to the netcode, but mostly due to the netcode. It's awful. The netcode is so bad. Like, you can be meleeing a dude, you get him caught in the melee swing, and he staggers, and then he'll still do the counterattack, and you're like, oh, okay. Fine. Be that way. We have to be getting close to grips. Where are we? Because we have to be really close to the grips conflict at this point. It's practically imminent. Alright, we've maxed that out. Missile pod, because it fires during our super, is probably worth improving, but I do need to improve my actual defensive stats, so I will reserve my next stats for that. For me, it's, yeah, anytime, like, I'm attacking an enemy, and I clearly hit them, but the game is like, no, sorry, they took no damage. I'm just like... Yeah, I have to avoid it. The problem is the game insists, every time I do a gacha roll, it insists on giving me raids. And raids are all melee all the time, with some exceptions. So I'm sort of forced into it. I have to melee because I don't have other good tools. But yeah, right now, the biggest meta in that game is stun them with a bazooka and then do a downswing, which is holding back away from an enemy and then pressing the melee button. Or swinging your sword. So like you stun them with a bazooka shot to the legs and then do a melee downswing. And everybody can do that, including supports and other ranged focused characters. And it's stagger meta is ridiculously prominent, and I do not like it. So machine guns are not typically that good in GBO2. Kinda true here too. Mostly because they don't stagger. Not for a long time at any rate. So this is another situation where I can leave this mission now, but I need to kill everything if I want to get a decent rank out of it. Oh my goodness, stop. And he blocked it with a shield, I think. Yeah, exactly. And I don't have an intelligent defense an intelligent defense against stuff like that, other than don't get into the position where it happens. And that's friggin' hard. I'm gonna go for the dark blue one. I think the Psycho Gundam Mark II I'm going to have to fight soon, if not already. Okay, so this is multi-powered, yes. So yeah. If I had a mouse and keyboard, I could at least eliminate my inability to do aiming shooting actions with a controller from the reasons why I lose all the time, or do so poorly, in Gundam Battle Operation 2. But that's not an option for me. I just got thwacked. Okay, I hope I have enough SP to kill whatever's showing up. This is gonna be messy. Okay, really messy. That's not what I wanted. And I died. That sucked. That was unfortunate. It would have been helped if I hadn't been thwacked as early as I had. Or with as much damage as I was. Oh, it's making me do this from the midpoint. That's not ideal. Because I think it eliminates the score from the previous sections. Yeah, because I lost, I died. So it gives you an E rank. Alright, Hammurabi trio shows up. I need my ally to do a super. Like that. Exactly like that. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, I still have to do the mission again. A, to do the other route, and B, because it eliminates the score from the first half of the mission. So you have to do it again anyway. So I have to do this 2 more times in order to get it right. Actually, I'm going to beef that up. I think that's ranged resistance. And my HP, that probably gets us into a good position. Then I'll beef up the missiles, I guess. Like, I think my biggest gripe with Gundam Battle Operation 2 is other people, as I know I've said before. But, like, if they did a game that was Gundam Battle Operation 2, but completely single player, with just, like, some basic bitch missions, or even, like, the multiplayer, as it is, without multiplayer, and you could, I might even, no, I would not take the gacha per se, but you could unlock mechs, and just do, like, single-player stuff, I would love it. I would absolutely adore that game, if it was a single-player game, where I didn't have to worry about the gacha, or other people. But the way it's built just isn't that. I was too slow. That's too low. There we go. We're gonna go for the dark blue one again. Or no, the light blue one, sorry. Do have to be a little quick about it. Oh, here we go. This one's hard. There we go. Ow. No. Yes. And now the hard part. The Cubile will not go down without a fight. Cubile is the danger. Yeah. Yeah, DLCs I can, it's like, okay, you know, you had this content, you couldn't get it in the main game when it released, either due to, you know, it wasn't developed yet or whatever, but you do it as an add-on pack. But gacha as a system just like makes my blood boil a little because I'm like, well, I understand that you want to make money, but it's a method. I understand you need to make money from a free-to-play game. I like if even if I had to pay like 30, 40, 50 bucks for a game like that without gacha, I would do it in a heartbeat. Or just unlock mechs directly. Not having to worry about the... I don't want to do this. I'll move on to the next mission. I'll deal with beating that later. Okay. And I think that's radar, so I do want that up. Exactly. Exactly. It's gambling in place of the skill system to unlock what's already in the game. Paywall. Indeed. That's it. So these are the last couple missions here. I want to kill as many mobile suits as we... Of course there's a phone call. Some friggledy-doo. I am gonna have to kill these spaceships, but what I need to worry about most... Okay, that's a friend. Is killing that. Ah, shoot. Now she's invincible. Shoot, shoot, shoot. That's bad. I did not want to get hit like that. I do need to kill these spaceships. Tell my ally to do a super at them and hope. Ah, sugar. I couldn't kill the last one. I'm gonna take the B rank just to get through this because I have to run. If I had like a bunch of fancy mechs to unlock, I'd be a lot more concerned, but I absolutely don't. Other than like the Amaro Zeta, which I think you can still get here, unless that's only extra missions. And for missile pods, I'm gonna beef up its accuracy and its rate, or their movement speed. Because with my super, that makes them handy. I don't remember what mission this is. Oh, is this the... No, the XS is double Zeta-era, I thought. Oh, you would, wouldn't you? And Vulcans. Bite it. Oh, okay, there it is. Probably I'll get it if I get an S rank on this. Oh, you just powered through that. I don't like it. This is all like side story material that isn't in the show itself. not what I wanted to do there. Ah, don't get hit. There we go. That's probably it. Now whether that's good enough to get me an S is a whole nother can of worms. S rank Amaro Zeta maybe? Yes! This unfortunately I don't have leveled up. It does have things to recommend it, though. If I can find it. There it is. Stat line is ever so slightly higher, max stat line. Other than that, its weapons are identical, and it has a different super attack. And it's pink with white, so what more do I want? Very little. I'm going to leave my ally on the other thing. It's pretty cool. Its stats right now are low because I don't have the stats beefed up, but he's pretty good. Here is where I have to fight the Psycho Gundam Mark II, I believe. And it is a monster. It is truly a terror of space. That hurt. So these things are making decoys, and decoys automatically lock you onto them. And I'm dying already. I'm dying already. I didn't hit him in time. But my super attack is very cool. I have to get kind of close for it to be effective, but here we go. So she's brain damaged, and she's talking to Camille, being like, "Yo, brother, what's up?" And he's like, "I am not your brother." Yeah! It's too bad it flew all the way away, so I couldn't do anything to it. And then it came and breathed on me real hard, and I died. This should not have come as a surprise. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. So they gave it the rolling twin buster attack that the Wing Zero does in Gundam Wing, which I find hilarious. Doesn't really make any sense, but it's cool. So, like, what am I gonna do? Say, ew, don't give me that. Please die, thank you. I'm already dead as soon as the Psycho Gundam shows up. Because it's got melee attacks, and it can hit you from basically across the map with them. It is a rocket punch with a giant laser attached to it. It's looking at me. That's bad. It's also kind of speedy, as you can see. It's just flying. It can't melee me while it's like this, though. which is good. Tell my ally to hit it with the business, even though they're not hitting it with the business. Please hit it with the business. Wow, I actually survived that. So I'm gonna have to switch to literally anything else. I'm gonna have to switch to the regular Zeta. That's easy. I could deal with this. This is fine. This is fine. I have to make this quick though. It'll go down with like one super attack. I just have to have the right one. Yep. 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 Do I have any? Yeah, I do. As I run straight into more damage. So, another similarity between this and Gundam Battle Operation is shields are passive. They're physical objects on your mech. I am taking way too much damage, so I need to... Is that restart? I hope that's restart and not quit. It was quit and not restart. Passive. Shields are passive. You can, unlike GBU2, hold a button to move a shield in front of you and actively block, but they are physically just there. And will block damage just by being there if a shot is aimed at that general direction. It's very hard to position that so that it's useful to you, but it can save your life. Some shields are a lot better than others, obviously, because they're big or just better proportioned. Alright, so... Zoop. Oh, it's gonna take two. Got it. I should probably have saved that SP for that thing. Ah well, it's dead. We're fine. Much better. I still took damage early, but hopefully it's not enough to keep me from getting an S rank. It's a B rank. Fuck. Oh well, there was nothing it could give me that was a worthy note, so hell with it. We're gonna switch to this thing again. Keep beefing up its beam cannon. We should be fine on this mission. You'll beef up the missile pods because they're relevant. Head Vulcans kind of suck no matter what, but they are there. Unfortunate bit of programming on this game's part is you can't do two weapons at the same time. So you can't like shoot Head Vulcans and like a beam rifle at the same time, even though it's your sub weapon. The Head Vulcans are your sub weapon. Some games have allowed for this. In fact, one of the games that Gundam Battle Operation 2 and 1 are based on allowed for this. Gundam Senki. And it actually made Head Vulcans extremely valuable. Like, they went from being normally just complete garbage in any game they're ever in to being genuinely lethal, because you could shoot them along with like a machine gun or whatever and be just like ha ha ha. Even more DACA. Okay. That's not what I want. Come on. There we go. There we go. He didn't do much to my ally, which is nice. Oh, he did. Please blast them. Not like this. Like that. Yeah, you can't electrocute me if I'm invincible. No, now you can. Please shoot him. Thank you. Oh, that's not all? Oh, no. So many, many, many weapons on this thing. I'm dead. Alright, hell with this. That's fine, that's fine. That's fine. We can just cheese the mission. I didn't want to repeat. I did not want to repeat. This is where the game goes from, like, not caring about your feelings to actively inflicting suffering and pain on you. If you're not grinding, which I am not doing. So, cue the suffering and pain. Ow. Okay, I get it. You don't like me. It's because I have a white and pink hot rod. I understand. You're just jealous. It's fine. Jealousy is okay. We need to acknowledge our flaws. Oh, you would miss. Please hit it with the missiles, at least. Something connected. There's that. I should have followed up on that. Well, he's dead. Now for the tricky bit. Hit any of them. Oh, no. Ooh, I'm dead. Yes, it does say disappointed at you. Because it's disappointed at me. Okay, so there's a trick we can do for this. It's called play as the thing you've already leveled up and therefore is just dumb strong. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is taking way too long. He just blocked all of that. He took like 6 shots and did not care. He was just like, psh, I have a shield. Save my super juice. In fact, okay. Now I'm getting completely obliterated anyway, so that's nice. Oh yeah, I can do that again. Have a nice day. It's called doing a drive, but oh, of course there's more. I forgot. Alright, now I'm in mortal peril. No other enemies? No, there's another one somewhere. No, there is. Please shoot it with a death ray. Please, 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 please. Oh god. Oh god. You see all those white things? Those are missiles. Those are all headed for me. Please shoot it with a death ray. Please, please, please. Like now. Like now. Fine, I'll do it myself. And miss. Oh no. Oh no. It's possible that I would have survived that had I blocked, but also highly likely that I would have died messily. I would have made a mess in my pilot suit. I did, in fact, already make a mess in my pilot suit. Now we have a three-way murder festival. I'm just gonna stick with this thing. It's not worth it. It's worth worrying about the other. I'll just deal with it accordingly. Since I'm gonna have to use the regular Zeta anyway for the later, like the Grips conflict later missions, because those are just incredibly unforgiving. They're just like, oh yeah, here's like 4 boss fights in a row. Some with 2 at once. So most of the fancy movement tech is me double tapping a button to dash in a direction and praying that nothing shoots at me. Also while mashing the shoot button, because that's how we do it. So kind of like a Gundam Versus title? Really? Oh, he is already dead. I wasted ammo. That's fine. No. I don't even think the Gaza Sea has a shield. I don't know how it just took no damage. Dark blue. And I think... Is this the... No, this isn't the Grips one, is it? I'll know in a sec. This could be their Grips. Yeah, this is it. You're dead. So what this does is for the final fight, it changes who's already damaged. So in this case, Haman will show up in the Cubile, but it'll have like less health. But the Theo will have full health. So, fun times. And we do have a full super bar. You're dead. You're dead. You missed. So missing the Cubile is bad, because its super is much more dangerous than Theo's. I'm going to tell my ally to please kindly make it die, and they're just going to duke it out like that, and that's fine. My ally still basically died, but oh good, they had another one. Please change weapons, thank you. Oh, she's invincible, that's why. Ah! I just have to survive a little while longer. And I'll have enough super gauge to take her out. And if it doesn't kill her, then I'll cry. I'm crying. I am crying. Crying, weeping tears of fear and terror. Internally, I am screaming like an infant that has just, like, lost a toy or something, I don't know. I'm getting shot. Funnels are coming my way. Everything is going horribly, horribly wrong. This was not how it was meant to be. Can my ally please shoot it with a death ray? That'd be cool. Oh, because I'm smart. I hit the wrong button. Now we just have to do that one more time. It still gave me an A rank. So it's saying, oh, you know, you survived the Grips conflict, blah blah blah, and then it moves on to double Zeta-era, which we are going to patently ignore. It is not, however, going to give us... that might have been overtuning, actually. Oh, and it's giving me mecha capturing, which is good, as well as the extra system, as well as that level, as well as those things, which I don't really care about. I think I have overtuning. I'm about to find out. I have overtuning now. Oh wait, no I don't. I don't have overtuning yet. Maybe after I beat this I'll have overtuning. Yes. Put my ally on the thing it's actually riding on right now, because that's funny. I find it ikigal. In fact, I will do the same thing. Pretty much the same as before, except I'm going to take the other route, the light blue. This is not good. That's why. The capture thing is a cute gimmick. Once you've basically cleared the game, you can capture certain enemy units and make them usable, which is rather handy. Can be, depending on the unit. A Gaza C, not so much. If that were like the Psycho Gundam or the Cubile, I'd be like squealing. But it wasn't. So. So we are going to the light blue route A as opposed to B. There's actually a Gundam Seed game done in the style of this by the same developers that came out on the PS Vita. So of course it's one of the few games on the Vita that doesn't work on the Vita TV as far as I know. I would have to double check that. I might be wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong about that. I am going to take out the Cubile because it is way too dangerous to allow to live. Unless I was supposed to destroy the O. I'm not sure if it matters, per se. It might. Okay, so we are... stop that. Aw, you would, wouldn't you? Oh, you would. You absolutely would. You... It's deja vu all over again. Please hit her. She's invincible, but I'm doing this to keep my ally alive. Myself, incidentally, because my shield's about to run out. Okay. Shit. Okay, well, we're okay. We're okay. We got through it. So now that I've beaten every single mission, it should give me overtuning. Unless that requires all S ranks. I don't know that it does, but I don't remember. In any case, you can go back through on my YouTube channel and see all the other Gundam Battle Universe stuff that I've done. most particularly the Neo Zeon route for Double Zeta, which has like every single one of my favorite mechs in the franchise in it, probably. All right, so yeah, I do have to call it there. I have to run. Um, I do this every week, Mecha Mondays, where I do something giant robot related or mecha adjacent. I also do other streams throughout the week, such as a Warframe Wednesdays stream, where I do Warframe stuff for a bit, and then a Free Read Fridays stream, where I read short stories and indeed entire novels aloud, such as, for instance, the novel we just got through, well, novella that we just got through, The Freeze Frame Revolution by Peter Watts. This coming Friday, I'll probably be doing some pulpy short stories unless somebody has a request that they throw my way. Kazong, whenever you get the title of that book, that mystery book that you wanted me to read, please hook me up, and I will hook the stream up with that. But yeah, other than that, everybody have a good one. Hopefully you're not completely covered in snow, as I will be shortly. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, keep chilling, or doing whatever, and have a great day. Thanks again, folks.